The first thing you need to do is inspect and determine the extent of damage. You should not attempt a windshield repair on any damage that cannot be improved by at least 80%. You should not attempt a windshield repair if the structural integrity of the windshield cannot be restored. In time, you will be able to qualify a brake with a quick glance, but for now, we will give you some basic guidelines to go by. Damage should not exceed 2 inches in diameter. If glass is delaminated, it should not be repaired. Although cracks of any size and damage in the driver's direct line of vision can often be legally repaired, many insurance companies discourage repair in the acute area of the windshield. This area is 8.5 inches high by 11 inches wide, directly in front of the driver and beginning just above the steering wheel. Please use discretion in this area. Repairs to the inside of the windshield should be avoided unless the windshield is removed. Remember, the quality of your repair is your virtual business card. Do not attempt a repair unless you are reasonably sure you can do a good job. Customers will tell others if you do a good repair, but they will tell even more if you do a poor job. The ideal temperature for windshield repair is between 70 and 90 degrees Fahrenheit. Although perfectly acceptable repairs may be done outside that temperature range, it is preferable to warm or cool the glass to get as close to that range as possible. Always cover painted surfaces around the work area to protect the paint from scratches and contact with resin. Remove any loose glass particles from the center of the brake with a scribe or probe. Be careful not to scratch the surrounding glass. Using a mirror will aid in monitoring the progress of a windshield repair. Lightly moisten the suction cup on the inspection mirror and attach to the inside of the glass, directly behind the damaged area. The bridge assembly is the holding device for the injector that attaches to the windshield. Be sure that the leveling screws and injector body are screwed back as far as possible and that the retaining nut for the suction is tight. Position the bridge so that the injector body is directly over the center of the brake. You can look down the barrel of the injector to align it perfectly with the brake. Pump the suction cup until the red indicator can no longer be seen and the bridge is securely attached. Loosen the center knob and adjust the base if necessary. Turn the injector body clockwise until the inseal makes contact with the glass. Then turn it one more complete rotation. Do not over-tighten. Adjust the leveling screws by turning them clockwise until the 3 points of the bridge base are an equal distance from the glass. Again, do not over-tighten. At this point, the seal should be seated firmly against the glass. On extreme curves, it may be necessary to raise or lower the injector body in order to get a good seal. It will also be necessary to readjust the leveling screws accordingly. Watch the brake carefully while performing this procedure, particularly if cracks are present. If new cracks appear or movement is seen within the brake, reduce pressure by loosening the suction cup knob immediately and proceed with caution. Place a few drops of thin Magnabond or Premium Bond resin in the injector body. Use an eyedropper or small syringe if necessary to ensure the resin gets down into the end seal. The amount of resin used will vary depending on the angle of the glass, but 7 drops should be enough for even the largest repairs. Replace the cap on the resin bottle and store properly before proceeding. Lock the easy plunger in the upright position by pulling up on the top knob and turning clockwise 1/4 turn. Screw the easy plunger into the injector body until it stops. Hold the injector body with one hand while pulling up and turning clockwise on the top knob of the easy plunger with the other hand. By turning the easy plunger 1/4 turn, the slots will be aligned, allowing it to be lowered into the end seal. Do this slowly and do not allow it to snap down. As soon as the easy plunger makes contact with the seal, the pressure cycle is initiated and the resin will begin to flow into the brake. The easy plunger is designed to increase pressure automatically without further user input. However, this process takes approximately 15 minutes, so you may want to add additional pressure by pushing down on the top knob with your thumb. Once the easy plunger is in place, the resin will begin to flow into the brake. The easy plunger is designed to increase pressure automatically without further user input. However, this process takes approximately 15 minutes, so you may want to add additional pressure by pushing down on the top knob with your thumb. Do this slowly to avoid excess pressure and watch the brake carefully. If the cracks start to spread, pull up on the top knob immediately to reduce pressure. Under normal circumstances, the plunger will slide into the seal 1/8 inch to 3/16 of an inch. Under no circumstances should you push the plunger all the way down, as damage to the seal or the glass may occur. Leave the easy plunger in the pressure cycle for 5 minutes. To initiate the vacuum cycle, hold the injector body with one hand while lifting up slowly on the easy plunger top knob and turning clockwise with the other hand to lock it in the up position. As the plunger is pulled up through the seal, it creates a strong vacuum to evacuate air trapped within the brake. As it clears the top of the seal, the air is evacuated through the body of the injector. Leave the easy plunger in the vacuum cycle for 30 seconds or until you can no longer see the air bubbles rising. Repeat the pressure and vacuum cycles until all the trapped air is removed from the brake. Depending on the brake, it will usually take between 2 and 4 complete cycles to remove all trapped air. After the second pressure and vacuum cycles, if the resin has reached the edges of the brake and the ends of the cracks, you may reduce the pressure cycle time to approximately 1 to 2 minutes. Heat may also be used during the repair process to speed up repair time. When all air has been removed and you're satisfied with the repair, loosen the suction cup knob and swivel the bridge off the repair. This is preferable to removing the bridge assembly in case you find that there is still an air bubble under the injector seal that could not be seen while the bridge was in place. Inspect the repair and remove the bridge assembly if there is no air remaining in the brake. Tear off a piece of curing tape or use a curing tab large enough to cover the entire repair. Place the lower edge of the curing tape below the center of the brake with the top edge folded back. This will create a dam for your pit resin. Place 1 drop of pit resin directly on the center of the brake and allow the curing tape to fold over the top of it. You should now have a slight hump over the center of the repair. Do not flatten the resin. Moisten the suction cups on the UV curing light and attach it to the windshield directly over the curing tape. Be sure to push down firmly so the suction cups will not release prematurely. The pit resin on the surface will cure within 1 to 3 minutes, depending on the style of light used. However, the resin on the inside of the glass takes slightly longer, so a full 5 minutes of cure time is recommended. After the resin is cured, remove the light, then peel off the curing tape and discard. Remove the excess resin by holding a sharp razor blade at a 90-degree angle to the glass and scraping back and forth across the surface of the resin until completely smooth. If it is not completely smooth, reapply resin and repeat the curing process until satisfied. Place 1 drop of pit polish on the center of the repair and polish with a clean paper towel for 30 seconds. The result should be a professionally repaired windshield that looks at least 80% better and is restored to the strength of the glass around it. You should be proud of your work and confident that it will hold for the life of the vehicle. We have just showed you the basic procedure for repairing most bullseyes, combination brakes, and star brakes. Star and combination brakes are repaired with the same basic procedure, but often require slightly more time for the resin to fill the tight cracks. Occasionally, it's necessary to flex the glass from the outside with a probe or from the inside with your thumb or a crack expander.